Thank you, Mr. Chair, for again digging into this important topic. And I think we've heard some statistics, some grumbling on the other side of the aisle that we're having another wokeness hearing. I just want to restate again that when cadets, military families, active duty members stop bringing us these issues, then we'll stop talking about it. But as long as they are, we have a duty to address these issues. So I want to just talk about data and what data you have or don't have, because what I'm looking at, just along those lines that I just discussed, is poll. Nearly 7 in 10 active service members have witnessed politicization in the military. We have another poll from Heritage that 68% have witnessed significant or somewhat political activity in the military. We have 63% of active duty members say they would not recommend their child to join. That's a double hit. That could be a retention issue and a recruiting issue. We have a report on the National Independent Panel of Military Service and Readiness. We have the Reagan Institute, where the Secretary of Defense and Chairman just spoke. Perceived politicization drives declining confidence in the military. The top response is military leadership becoming overly politicized, with 62%. This includes 60% of registered Democrats, 60% of independents, 65% of Republicans, saying that this leadership is over-politicizing what should be an apolitical body. That's an issue, and we have to address that issue. So I asked last year all of the vices, many of them now are the chiefs, and all of the senior enlisted advisors, if they had any data, polling, focus groups for recruits and why they're not joining, and what's going on. We have a lot of narratives that you've all espoused, COVID, declining bodies, or what have you. But does anyone disagree with the vice chiefs that you don't have regular polling and regular focus groups?
Representative Waltz, we do regular polling. Through our jammers, we look at and we engage with young people to understand what drives propensity and why they would not serve. For example, for reasons why they serve, they join for pay and for money and for education and for the benefits and for travel and for health benefits, all of those positive things. But the reasons why they choose not to serve is fear of...
That's polling people that join. I'm looking at a recruit that may have signed up, may have clicked, may have talked, and then didn't.
Representative, we're actually looking at the community of people who are that we're going out to recruit and trying to understand what drives them as well. And so why are reasons not to join? Fear of injury and death, the risk of post-traumatic stress.
What date is this poll? Because all your vice chiefs, now chiefs, said we don't do it. And now I've got think tanks that are doing it.
So Chairman, Representative Waltz, I'd be happy to come and brief you on this research. It's research that we do annually and continuously in geographic markets. But
why is the military leadership unaware of it? Why can't they speak to it, including the senior enlisted advisors?
Representative, I will take that on. That should be my responsibility.
Okay, so let me ask you this, just in the little bit of time I have remaining. I don't mean to cut you off. Why do we have, with the Army in a recruiting crisis, 50-year low, what data drove the calling, which was a cartoon of a young lady with two moms that basically, said, and then she joined. Is there a body of LGBTQ or of service members with LGBTQ parents that we were targeting? And if so, what was that target audience and how many then joined? Ms. Schaefer.
Sir, this predated me. I'm familiar with the commercial, but I don't know the genesis of it or why they...
Wasn't that the main recruiting effort for the Army for at least a year? Because it's now shifted.
The calling was before me.
Congressman, if I could jump in on this.
Sure.
2 years, 2022 and 2021 of Gallup polling nationally shows that 20% of young Americans under 25 consider themselves part of the LGBTQ community. That's exactly the market that we're looking
How
to
do
recruit
you
from.
collect then? I mean, Air Force or Army, do you know how much of the Air Force or how much of the Army identifies as LGBTQ? What percentage?
I'll take that for the record.
So you don't know?
I don't know offhand, but
You knew the Gallup poll, but you don't know within your service? Do you collect that data?
I don't believe that we actually ask
I don't think you
youth
do.
minors within
Was
our
there a
service.
body within the military that then, that you wanted to be sure felt comfortable? Because this was the main effort from the Army, and they're 45,000 short.
Congressman, our recruiting is trying to reach the broadest swath of the American people possible. When large percentages identify, we want them to see
Mr. Wagner,
themselves
it's
in
not
our
working.
force.
Gentleman's
It's
time
not
has
working.
expired.
And now the Army has had a wholesale shift back to jumping out of planes and kicking in doors, which I would argue historically is what soldiers want to do. So I'm trying to get at what data is driving this shift. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.